Well, hello everybody, it's Usernamekate, and today I bring you another CFMOTO to the channel. This time we have a 450MT and I have been itching to get my mitts on this bike. Now today I'm borrowing the bike from the lovely guys and girls at CFMOTO Motorcycles in Derbyshire. Who are they, you ask? Well, they're a lovely family run and independent dealership in the beautiful countryside of Derbyshire, and they are just so wonderful and so wholesome to deal with. Now I've asked them about the stock situation of the 450MT because if you're interested in this bike, you will know that these bikes are like hen's teeth. You just can't really get hold of them. And I've asked them what the situation is, and they've said that these bikes are not available from stock. You can't just walk into the dealership and say, I want one that's on the shop floor, because there isn't one on the shop floor. If you want one, you have to pop your name down, as well as a £200 deposit, which is fully refundable, because if your situation changes, there's going to be 10 eager bikers in the queue behind you waiting to jump in and take that bike, hence why it's refundable. But if you put your name down and a deposit, you could be riding away on a 450MT from June, so you still get to make the most of the summer. Now, why am I so excited about this test ride specifically? Because I'm taking it away and I'm going to do some road reviewing as well as some off-road reviewing, because we've got some chunky knobblies to stick on this bike and really try and see what it's about. So if you're interested to come along with me for that, then definitely keep watching. The 2026 CFMOTO 450MT is priced from just under £5,900 on the road in the UK, and for this year is available in updated colour options, including Tundra Grey with Zephyr Blue and fluorescent accents, as well as Nebula Black with bronze forks. It's powered by a 449cc parallel twin, producing 41.6 horsepower and 42 Nm of torque, paired to a 6-speed gearbox, and it's A2 compliant. Suspension comes from KYB front and rear, with adjustable components and around 200mm of travel. Braking is handled by a single front disc with a 4-piston J-Juan caliper, supported by switchable rear ABS. Standard features include switchable traction control, an off-road mode, spoked wheels, and a TFT display with USB charging. It has a wet weight of around 185 kg and a 17.5 litre fuel tank. Seat height is 820mm as standard, or 800mm via a linkage adjustment, with an optional rally seat available, raising it to 850mm in the lower setting and up to 870 at its highest. Now this bike is in its standard 820mm configuration, so this is what it's like for me to sit on this bike as a 5'4" or 162cm individual with a 29-inch inside leg measurement. And this is what it's like for Mike to sit on this bike as a 5'11" individual or 180cm with a 32-inch or 81.28cm inside leg. Alright, now we've covered all that, it's time to ride.
I've been waiting for this one! Channeling my inner Lizzo there, if you know, you know. Right, finally, after how long? Who even knows anymore? I've finally, thanks to CFMOTO Motorcycles, got my hands on a 450MT. Hopefully, with this vlog, with this review, I'm going to offer you 3 unique perspectives. You're going to get my road perspective, you're going to get my off-road perspective as a complete novice wobbler, just gets on the green lanes and absolutely hopes for the best. And then you're going to get the perspective of my better half, Michael, who is far more competent off-road than I am. And we've actually got some knobblies for it as well, so Mike can really show you what this bike can do off-road, which is wondrous. absolutely bloody wondrous. But for now, it's no surprise that I'm heading over Rivington. And, you know, I know a lot of you guys think, oh, not Rivington again. But there's a reason for it. It's actually quite good for me to test bikes on this road, because it's the most local road that offers undulations, twists and turns, potholes, smooth roads, bit of everything, but also it's very familiar to me. So if I'm, you know, riding different motorcycles over the same stretch of road, it's really good to get an idea of how these bikes like kind of all compare with one another, really. So yeah, interesting. I'm on the bike. It doesn't feel like a small bike, you know. I know it's a 450, but it feels like it's got presence. It feels like it's got girth. I mean, it's got a pretty big tank, 17.5 litres. Crikey, when you compare that with the F450 GS, you feel like this one could practically go cross-continental. Zero drama. But yeah, big old tank. Got a nice TFT dash. We've got an adjustable screen that you can change with one hand on the go. The mirrors fold, which I find pretty cool. Like, you can tuck them away if you're off-roading. I just like little details like the key. You can actually take it out the bike and use it to adjust your forks, because the key fits beautifully in the like adjustment screw, which is pretty cool. Now, I am excited to get this over Rivington because I have ridden its naked counterpart, the 450NK, and not gonna lie, fell in love with that little ripper. Absolutely loved it because it was light, the engine is torquey, it's got a lot of low down punch for what it is. I mean, you've got just shy of 42 brake horsepower with this, and you've got 42 newton meters of torque. Obviously that thing's in a very light package compared to this because it has a smaller tank and it is just a more road biased bike, whereas this is more of an adventure machine. I loved its super light clutch, which this absolutely shares, so I'm happy to report to that, because we don't have a quick shifter or blipper on this, so sometimes a nice light clutch is just great if you've not really got much hand strength. Again, get a bus through there. Let's go. Okay, let's go. So we got a 21-inch front, so it'll be interesting to see how that is on the road, but so far so good. I know I said it doesn't have a quick shifter, but I am quite a fan of a fake shift up the box, never down though, because I do have some mechanical respect for an engine. Third gear up that pretty steep hill. Oh, that was alright, you know. That was alright. Oh, look at this. What a view. Okay, let's go. Gets up to national speeds nicely. What more could you want? We got 6 gears. Oh yes. Come out around this absolute psychopath. Who is cycling these days? That's what engines are for. I'm only jealous because I'm not very fit. I'm about as fit as a Snorlax. The riding position is lovely. There's loads of adjustability as well. You can change the seat height from 820, which is what it's in now, to 800 via the dog bones. Like, there's pre-drilled holes from factory that CFMOTO have thought about for the shorties of the world. But then again, for the more tall people of the world, there is a higher seat, which is 870mm. So if you do get on this and you feel like your legs are a little bit cramped, if you're quite tall in the inseam, and one of God's favourite apparently, then yeah, that seat would probably be a very good addition to this machine. But so far, oh, lovely. It definitely rides more like the F450 GS in my opinion. Handles on the road much better than the Himalayan, that also does have that 21-inch front. It just feels far more like confident when flopping into the bends. Very much a feeling that the F450 GS gave me, but that has a 19-inch front, so this actually, you know, its kind of dippability into the bends is very good for a 21. again, love the big fuel tank. A few things that I'm not particularly vibing with at the moment, which is interesting to me, is the throttle. Now, I did comment on the throttle on the 675MK because I felt a bit of a snatch in the throttle there. I also feel it in this, like now, it doesn't matter what gear we're in, second, third, fourth, fifth. It seems to have like very delicate openings, so like you just shut off slightly and the engine braking's got you. You just try and wind it on. It's quite imminent, the throttle, so yeah, and it's very weird and quite bizarre. In fact, sod it, I was going to just go over Scout Road, but we're going back over River just for one little lap again, the other way. What was I going to say? Think it, use your brain. Hee. I was going to say that, yeah, I didn't find it with the 450MT, and that's why that bike was so blissful to me, because everything was just a beautiful riding package for me. Smooth throttle, light clutch, pokey engine, sounds pretty good as well, to be fair. But I do feel like, I don't know whether it's because this is, you know, a newer machine than the NK that I rode. I can't remember what year I rode that, but they're always doing engine tweaks, aren't they, to make things compliant and stuff, and I do feel like the Euro emissions does have an impact sometimes on like a more twitchy throttle. And this isn't a criticism, you know, directly linked to CFMOTO, because I've ridden some Hondas like CBs, the Hornet range, that have an aggressively twitchy throttle as well, which make me feel the same. I suppose it's something that you could probably iron out with a map quite easy. It just seems to be what it is, which is absolutely fine when you're riding like this and you just, you know, giving it a little bit. But when you are going kind of slower through the towns, that is when it does become quite apparent, like second gear, 20 mile an hour, it's wanting to hunt a little bit. It's wanting to go faster, basically. But yeah, the handling of it, brilliant, to be fair. I'm not going to overtake this car because there's a blind kind of peak. We're good here. There we go. Got my heated stuff on today because it's ruddy cold. But yeah, so this is pretty much just a first impressions ride of this bike, but like I say, we are going to be off-roading on it, so we're going to be putting some more road miles on it in order to, you know, probably get to green lanes and stuff like that, and hopefully that will help me form a more detailed outro for you. So definitely stick to the end of this video to hear my final thoughts, because it'll be like well-rounded thoughts on everything. The brakes then, front brake going into that steep right, I normally don't have to apply as much brake as that, and the front brake feels a little bit wooden, but then it was alright when I introduced a little bit of back brake. Oh yeah, it's okay. Handles pretty nicely. Wang it round. Suspension so far, I'm gonna save that for the off-roading, because, you know, we're riding fairly smooth roads right now, and yeah, I wouldn't like to make an early conclusion about something that might feel totally different when we are off-roading on this bike. But yeah, so far, it does feel pretty good to like fling around. And actually this road is quite bumpy, so I will just make an initial impression of the suspension. But again, I am like 9 stone, or 9.5 stone probably at the moment. So I'm not your typical, you know, 86, 90 kg rider. But so far the bumps, it's not jarring, it's just hitting them, taking them, gliding over them. Yeah, I came down this road on a scooter the other day, and let's just say I had to like realign my jaw because it was so jarring. Oh no. On this, brake right down. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We got right down to 20, didn't we? But let's actually just see this kind of more on-off throttle. So like, can you hear that, see that? So we can beat this car, of course we can. You hear it. And now we're in a national. Quick kick up into third. And when it's singing and it's under load, you forget about it. It's gone out of your brain. But I guess the proof will be in the off-road ride as well, because this is a lightweight adventure bike with a 21-inch front and a big tank, so it's designed for travelling further afield and taking the path less paved. So without further ado, I'll pick you guys back up at the off-road bit. Easy! Oh my god, that was absolutely bloody light work on this thing. Oh. Ah! Whoa, this is like tractor. It's a good job Mike doesn't have me on comms. He'd be like, are you dead? Woo!
Feel the weight, can't you?
What?
You can feel the weight.
Oh yeah, the weight is crazy on this.
And the wind.
Yeah. They're quite scary. Because like, if you hit something,
Yeah.
woo, that's just light enough to bounce over it.
What?
That's just light enough to bounce over it. Whereas this really goes another direction.
This feels tiny.
What?
It feels tiny.
Yeah.
You ready? How are your arms?
So, we stopped in such a bad place. The wind. The wind. Okay, Kate, you gotta get going. Because the wind is crazy. Just go, don't be a little bitch. Yes! And we're up. Oh god. Whoa, it's so rocky. Slip that clutch. Yes, girl. Wow. Bit scared going up this hill now because it's a bit rocky. But we'll give it a go, shall we? Windy, crazy. I'm slipping the clutch, RIP clutch, but I needed to. Oh my god, I did it! Guys, I did it! Holy shamoly! Oh god. Wow, wow, wee, wow, wow. Makes me feel good that the bash guard is attached to the frame, not the engine. Oh god. Look ahead. Keep it going. Yes, Kate! Who are you? Oh, so far so good. Love it. What an absolute beast. I thought that the like kind of fueling would really hinder me off-road, but actually I'm not noticing it at all off-road, which is absolutely bloody fabulous. Yeah, the bottom end torque of this thing is bloody blissful off-road. Oh my god, it's such an easy-going engine. A bit less windy here. Michael, speedy boy. Navigating puddles. Okay. Fabulous. I like this a lot. There we go. Job as a carrot. Oh gosh. Rocky. Final splash. Happy days! Oh, amazing. First impressions. Love, love, love! Now it's Mike's turn.
Right, so we're doing Old Coach Road on a CFMOTO MT450, and I've got to say it's good off-road. You can feel the weight because it is 185 kgs, but oh, how deep! We did a wheeler, and it is a little bit harder just because it only has 40 horsepower, but the ride is so easy. It really is, and the engine is insanely smooth. It has no right being this good. And I'd imagine with an exhaust it'd sound absolutely incredible, because this parallel twin, even with this exhaust on, it sounds real good. The thing that does it for me is the instant pull. There's no delay, there's no lag. The torque at the bottom end is what a lot of the other lightweight adventure bikes is missing. It really is. Like, I'm currently just above 3,000 RPM now, and it just goes. This is a bit steep.
Holy shamoly, Michael. You are actually not right in the head. I respect it.
That was pretty gnarly. This is pretty gnarly too. Honestly, this bike is so good, so easy to ride.
Do you love it?
Yeah, ready?
Yeah. Holy shamoly, Michael. You are actually not right in the head. I respect it.
That was pretty gnarly. This is pretty gnarly too. Honestly, this bike is so good, so easy to ride.
Do you love it?
Yeah, let's go. This is the best bike I've ever ridden.
Really?
This is my the number one spot bike that I like. It's better than the Interceptor, it's better than...
Stop.
It's so good, yeah, it's better than the DRZ. This is the best bike I've ever ridden. I like it that much.
High praise indeed.
Right, excuse me looking like Gollum. I have just come back in from a day's green laning on the CFMOTO 450MT. I hate to be one of them people that are like, it lives up to the hype, but it actually lives up to the hype. This bike, oh yeah, I think if I was going light adventure bike, this will be the one to end up in my garage. I've ridden quite a few light adventure bikes recently, And they're all very good in their own ways and they all have the drawbacks. But this one, this is the one. I would say the 450MT rides closest to the 450 GS, but what I will say is even though this lacks a little bit of horsepower compared to that bike, this bike feels nowhere near as vibraty, and it's actually put it into perspective how vibraty the 450 GS is in comparison to this. Also, this sounds much better than the 450 GS. The GS does have a lovely ecosystem though, with that dash and just the look of the thing and how kind of nimble it is. But again, a 17.5 litre tank on this versus a 14 litre, it's compelling. Do you know what I mean? And the price of this on the road at just shy of £5,900, I think it is hard to argue with, especially because it comes with that 21-inch front as well. Now, as you can see, Mike put some knobblies on this for the off-roading section that we did. When I did the road ride, I was on the stockers, the OEMs that come with the bike. On road, lovely. Handles nicer than the Himalayan. Again, that has a 21-inch front, but this is also considerably lighter at 185 kg wet. The dash is lovely. The presence of it is lovely. It's big, it feels purposeful. I like it. I like the fact that the side stand isn't super leany like on the Himalayan. And the Himalayan absolutely has its benefits, and I'm not dogging that bike at all because I really, really do actually love riding the Himalayan and riding it off-road. But yeah, this just feels like a more serious piece of kit when off-roading. And the suspension is a lot firmer than on the Himalayan. Doesn't feel as firm as on like the KTM Enduro R. Or for me, the DRZ, it was just certainly more firmer than the Himalayan and like a CRF 300L, which is really sloppy. This is definitely more purposeful. But yeah, it's really great for my weight, for my build, for my strength. And when I was riding it off-road, it kind of felt more like a big adventure bike. And I kind of like riding the big adventure bikes because they feel planted and they feel secure. But yeah, honestly, it is really, really good. On the road, as I mentioned, my niggles, I don't quite like the feeling of it. That kind of is a bit of a con for me. However, Mike got back in and was like, I love it, it's the best bike I've ever ridden for me, it's great. And I was like, do you not find that feeling a bit annoying? He was like, no, I didn't even notice it. He said, but you like to ride really low in the revs. Sorry, really high in the revs, and I like to ride really low in the revs. And I do, I like to be like a coiled spring just ready to go. And that is usually the case, but with this I did ride it in 6th gear really low in the revs and I still felt it, but he didn't at all. So it might just be a rider style, a rider preference, but I did personally find that. But I've jabbered on a lot. I really, really like this bike. I'm going to pop my pros here and my cons here. Feel free to digest them. And if you've got any questions or you agree or disagree with me, definitely let me know. So now that I have the pros and cons on the screen, I'll keep them up, but I just want to use this time to say a massive thank you once again to Smalley Cross Motorcycles in Derbyshire for lending myself and Mike this bike. Massive thank you for trusting us and for giving us the tool and the tyres for the job. Yeah, it's been great. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this review. If you've got any questions, do let me know. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all on the next one. All right, take care. Bye.